So, thank you. Good morning. Spasibo. Good morning. I don't know what to say because I said it wrongly, so I'm not going to try. It's a pleasure to be here again. It's always very nice to be in Moscow, and thank you for the invitation. I hope I can do it in 20 minutes. I promise I'm going to try. If I speak too fast, please let me know, okay? So let's start with cash in the Eurozone. Just a brief word about the European Payments Council, which I'm representing here today. The European Payments Council is the body that represents the European banking industry, and it's been there since SEPA, which is the Single Euro Payments Area, and we are very committed with all the authorities to make it work. So we have already some schemes, and you can find all the information about the European Payments Council in our website, so I'm not going to say much here. And just let you know how we work. We are organized in working groups and in support groups. And cash is one of the working groups. And it's there because it's, as we all know, it's the most important means of payment, so it competes directly with the other means of payment. It's important to have all together. So, having said so, let's talk about cash in the Eurozone, which has been increasing all the time. And we have our features, and these features. So we have here, this table, it's, all these figures are provided by European Central Bank, and you can see that it should start in August 2008 till August 2013, and we see that it's always increasing. This is the amount of, the value of all the banknotes in circulation, which is more or less 920 billion euros. Here we can see the same 920 billion euros divided by the different banknotes. So you see that you have here the 50s are the most used, and then the 20s, and then the 100. Then you have here all the others. So that's the division. This is the number of banknotes in circulation. And number of banknotes in circulation is more or less 16 billion euros, banknotes in circulation. And this is the total. All the figures are from August 2008 to August 2013. And you can see the total here, and you see that the most, it's the 50, and then all the others. You don't see all the table here, but all the others are here. So the most used is the 50. The same with coins. For the coins, and I can tell you that it's starting in August 2008 again, and 2008-13. So we have here the coins. It's more or less 24 billion in euros. So that's the amount of value in coins. And we have also it split in the different denominations. So you have here, oh, sorry. This one, it's 2 euros. This was 1 euro, and then we have all the others. So you see the most important is 2 euros. And if you have the amount in coins in circulation, it's more than 100 billion. So the total is there. And then you have, of course, starting with 1 cent until, so number of coins in circulation. What we can see from here is we have a lot of cash, and it's always increasing. So because we have cash, and cash is very important, and it's increasing, I think the most important thing to do and to deal with cash is through efficiency. So our objective is really to reduce the cost in cash. How can we do it? And what we've done is we are looking where we have the problems with cash. Indeed, it grows, it's still increasing, as I was saying. people think it's free. So the perception of cash is that cash is free. We can see that more, or at least half, of the social costs with payments, retail payments, are regarding to cash. We have in the Eurozone, it's the same area, but a different infrastructure. So we have national things all around, related a lot of things also with cash. We can say that we have a lot of inefficiencies across SEPA and through all these big markets. And one of the most important costs we just discovered is transportation. So we have more, but one of the key costs is really the transport. So what can we do to work on this area, and what can we do to reduce the cost of transportation? From last time, we've been looking at the different cash cycle models that are all around the world. And we've done this work, not just the European Payments Council, but together with ESTA. And ESTA is the association, it's more than an European, it's worldwide. Association for the cash in transit companies. So we've done this work together. And we have been looking at the balance sheet relief with the different cash cycle models in all around the world. What kind of cooperation models can we find, and who are the participants in all these and the respective roles? And so, starting with the balance sheet relief, it's something like a model or a mechanism that can provide you, if you don't need to take the money every day to the central bank, if you have an agreement, and it can stay in a cash center or some deposits, it depends of the situation in the country. But so it doesn't need to go every day and come back to the central bank to be transported, to be counted again, and so it's double things. So we can save a lot of work and money if we just don't avoid these double transportation. And that's why we've been looking, how can we do this in the different countries? What are the important parts of the factors that are really key for this balance sheet relief? The cash demand. The cash demand is not the same all over. You have different situations from country to country. Also regulation, it's different. We don't have the same common regulation for these issues in the countries. We have different networks from the national central banks. There are some central banks have a lot of branches, some have just a few, some are changing. So it's very important to look at the network of the central banks. Also the revenue model, the cash business model, and the interest rate. We just found this as the 6 factors that are really important when looking at the balance sheet relief. And we came to a conclusion that there are different models in the world, coming from a very centralized one, all centralized. So all this is on the national central bank of the country, so no delegation at all, to the total transfer. The total transfer, we just identified one country, it's Australia. And maybe it's not working well, so maybe they are trying to change. But we can see that from the centralized to total transfer, we have different in the middle. So what is it, when you look at this, it's important to see what are the cooperation structures in the country. And sometimes you don't have it written there, but sometimes you have a special purpose entity just organized to do this, and we have the case, we're going to see a good example. And we have some others with inter-payment system providers, a cash market around all them. So it's different from country to country, but important is that there is a cooperation and we can work together to have the same goal. So when we look to we don't think that we can just say there is the best one, the best model. We just need to look at how is the situation all over, and what is important when we look is if you have a lean supply chain, if you have cash surplus or not, so what can you do with this direct exchange? Then also if it is a wide operation, And of course, transport, security, and all these elements are very important. And if you have an availability for a BSR, maybe it depends also if you have this in the country or not. Of course, you need to have the cooperation with the National Central Bank and the guarantee from the National Central Bank, otherwise it doesn't work. And of course, public confidence in this. And the National Central Bank needs to trust the system and, of course, has a special role in the oversight. So the idea is really to increase the efficiency, and we need to work together with all the stakeholders involved in the process. As I was saying, there is not a best model, there is not a one-size-fits-all, so the best is to work together and collaborate, identifying what we can do. That's what we're doing with all the different stakeholders, and we are trying to come to a better world in cooperation. We have different things working on. We have working in interoperability, we have this BSR. We are working in transport, not just for BSR, but also working in other areas like recirculation and cashback. We are also working with the European, the Association for the ATMs, in the replenishment of best practice. We are looking at coins, because coins is also a big expensive there. So we have a lot of projects in common we are working on, and we need, of course, cooperation among all the intervenants. That's why we are now we need to start from one side, and as the first stakeholders to work with, we start with ATMIA for the Association of ATMs, the EURICPA, which is the one for the intelligent banknote system, so the stained banknotes with ink and so, ESTA for the transport, for CITs, and the EPC. And we are working, it's a work in progress. I've been asked to talk also about the new series of euro banknotes. You may know that we have now started with a new series. Since this year, we have a new 5 euro banknotes in circulation. And what I've got here is information that was provided by the European Central Bank. The first question is, why are we changing? The reason is it's already 11 years since the launch of the first euro banknotes. It was in 2002. And after 11 years, you have new things, new technology, and you can improve what you have with new technology and with new features. Of course, you need to have always the confidence of the public. So you need to have good money in circulation. So you need to provide good money to public in general. And it is expected that the new series is it's more durable than the previous one. So this is the first reason for changing, to have a new series. What are the characteristics of these new banknotes? We have the same denomination range, meaning that we have 5 euros, 10 euros, 20, 50, 100, 200, and 500. So we have the same range. The design is more or less the same, but now it's more modern. We have the same environment. We have the bridge and the windows, but we have now different colors, and it was also updated to the new countries belonging now to Euro and languages. For the public in general, you have some more features, but for the machines and for the background, we have more. So it was a mix of new features, and the idea is to have more security and more durability. That's not written there, but the issuance scheme is starting with 5 euro banknotes, so it starts already. And we have a circulation in parallel. The previous series to the new one. They are circulating in parallel. What are the features there? Why come this all? So there has been a lot of surveys talking with users of these banknotes, starting with the professional, and also with all the industry, banking, the vending machine, the transport companies, the equipment, and so on. Also with the European Blind Union, so it is important also to see how can they fill the banknotes. And so after all that, it was a lot of tests, focus groups, and with all that, we came to a new one, and now we have 30 new security features. It's not written, but it's 30 security features were sorted list, a short list, and then from that, it was decided to build a new banknote. The roadmap is like that. The first, it's the €5 banknote. It's done. All the work is done. It started in 2011, 2012 with the pilot. Then it was a large-scale production last year and this year. And it was launched on the 2nd of May of this year. So €5 banknotes is ready. It's in the market. And there were almost around 3 billion notes. With the tens, which is the next one, the plan is like that. The pilot was last year and this year, so it's finished. We have already the pilot. You don't see, but the large-scale production started already, and it's going to be this year and next year. And it's supposed to be, the launch is going to be in 2014. There's not a date yet. Should be in the second part of the year. And it's expected to have a production of less than 5 billion banknotes, so 4.5 million banknotes. Just you to see what are the differences. This is the new one. It's the same size as the old one. And so this is the milestones for the information campaign. It will start in 8 November last year, so a year ago. And then in the beginning of this year, it was a public event in Frankfurt just to present the banknote. And on the 2nd of May was the big launch and start circulating in all the euro area. You don't see there, but if you get the slides with the presentation is going to be distributed, you have also there an address. It's an address from the European Central Bank just dedicated to the new banknotes. It's www.new-eurobanknotes.eu. So you have the address there. Just to have an idea, this is how to fill the banknote, the difference. So you have these raised lines, and you can fill it. You have the number here. It's also, if you touch it, you can fill it. The main one, and then the lettering, which is here. It's also in all the languages. You have here, that's why it is called the Europa series. You have here it's the goddess, the Greek goddess for Europe. So it's here, it's in the watermark. And there are security also here, security and there. And then if you just tilt it, you can see different colors in the number 5, which is, now you see it's placed there. It's and here, so you have a different colors, and also there. It's here, you also have different ones. It's an hologram. So if you compare the old 5 with new 5, which is the face of the last one and new one, and the back, you see that we have the same, a lot of consistency in both of them. You have, as the European Central Bank says, an evolution, not a revolution, so it's the same, you can see that it's in the same line. You have, it's fresher, but we still have the windows and the bridge. And this is also based in the same style, so you can see that it's not that different. It's just an upgrade. It's just something new, much modern. And just to let you know that this 5-year was substituting this 1 year. It was coming from the blind union, that the people that cannot see very well, but even see something. It was just, they could not identify the shadow of these 5 there, so this one is larger and can be better seen. So, спасибо. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have questions, please. I don't know, I think it's in the end of the panel, so thank you so much.